heat. Second bit is method of radial flow of heat. In this method of radial flow of heat, we are going to consider the two different methods. First one is spherical shell method and second one is flow of heat along the wall of the cylindrical tube. So let us consider first one, the spherical shell method of radial flow of heat. For that purpose, let us consider two thin spherical shells. This one is A and this one is B. Okay. This shell A is having the radius equal to R1. Shell B is having the radius equal to R2. And this red color is the specimen contained between these two shells A and B. R1 is the radius of this inner shell A. R2 is the radius of outer shell. The specimen is enclosed between this A and B, and heat is conducted from inner to outer shell. Theta 1 is the temperature of this inner shell, which is having radius R1. Theta 2 is the temperature of this outer shell, which is having radius R2. Let us consider an imaginary shell which is having radius R and thickness dr. And let temperature of the inner side of this shell is theta and temperature of outer side is theta plus d theta. The quantity of heat conducted per second through this shell, that is given by Q equal to minus Ka d theta by dr according to definition of conductivity. Amount of heat conducted per second, that is given by Q which is equal to minus Ka d theta by dr, where K is coefficient of thermal conductivity of material of the spherical shell, A is area of the spherical shell, and d theta by dr, that is the rate of change of temperature with respect to distance, or we may say it is the temperature gradient. Now in this case, as a shell is spherical, the area is equal to 4 pi r square. And if we put the value of area, then the heat conducted Q is equal to minus K into 4 pi r square d theta by dr. Now if we separate the variables, then we can obtain the total amount of heat conducted along the radius of the sphere. So by separating the variables in above equation, we get dr by r square equal to minus 4 pi k upon q into d theta. These are the two variables r and d theta. We have separated these two variables, and now we can integrate to get the total amount of heat conducted. That is integration r1 to r2 dr by r square equal to minus integration theta 1 to theta 2 4 pi k upon q into d theta. By solving the integration of 1 by r square is minus 1 by r, and by putting the limits we get this 1 by r1 minus 1 by r2. Due to minus sign, this r2 is going with negative sign, and here 4 pi k upon q is constant, remains as it is, and integration of d theta is theta, and by putting limits we get theta 2 minus theta 1. And therefore, if we take the LCM from this left hand side, the left hand side becomes r2 minus r1 upon r1 r2, that is equal to 4 pi k upon q theta 2 minus theta 1. or we may obtain the value of K as well as Q from this relation. K is equal to Q into R2 minus R1. Q is taken to this side, R2 minus R1 in the multiplication, and this 4 pi theta 2 minus theta 1 goes in the denominator, so it becomes Q into bracket R2 minus R1 upon 4 pi R1 R2 into theta 1 minus theta 2, or Q is equal to K into 4 pi R1 R2 theta 1 minus theta 2 upon R2 minus R1. Thus, equation 3 gives us the amount of heat conducted along the radial part of spherical shell. It is directly proportional to what? Radii of the shells and the temperature difference between the shells. Thank you very much.